everybody! We are starting to prepare all of our Christmas cookies for today. So I'm super excited. I mean, you're seeing some finished product here and all of the tins that I'll be using and all of the cookie cutouts and all that cool stuff. So I'm going to take you through the whole process. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start with what ingredients we need to get started, right, for these Christmas sugar cookies. So the very first thing is you need a cup of butter. I always wonder what a cup means, and I finally figured out that it means 2 sticks of butter. Softened, room temperature, a cup of sugar, 1 egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, teaspoon and a half actually, teaspoon of baking powder, about a 3/4 teaspoon of sugar, salt. I know it seems odd to have salt in a cookie, but it helps it not be too sweet. And then you need 3 cups of flour. Okay, and then of course you're also going to need a rolling pin, because once our dough is all mixed up, we'll need to roll it out. So at this point we've added in our eggs and our butter and sugar and our dough. And it's really up to you how thick you want your cookies to be, but with Christmas sugar cookies, they tend to be on the thin side. So we just keep working with those shapes, round and around. Okay, so here are our shapes. They're ready to go into the oven now, 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. And you'll see them starting to get goldeny brown around the edges, and then we're gonna let them cool after that before adding our icing. Okay, so while our cookies are baking in the oven, we're going to do the next step, which is to make the icing, right, for the decorative icing. We've got some confectioner's sugar. I've got about a cup. You're gonna need some corn syrup, and you're gonna need a little bit of milk. And that's how you're going to make your basic icing. And then if you want to make different colored icing, you can add colors with food coloring, which is pretty simple to do. And of course, you can always take the easy way out if you want to just buy the ready-made cookie icing. I do have some of that here. You know, initially I bought it thinking that it would probably be easier to work with a squeeze bottle that was already made. And I thought that the consistency would probably be just right because it is ready-made, but in fact, I found that's not the case. So actually, I think I can have more control over, you know, decorating with my icing when I'm doing it myself. And then once we mix the ingredients together, we'll put them in these baggies, and then you just snip the edge of your baggie, and then you can pipe them onto the cookies. If you don't have one of these baggies, you know, if you're not a baker, that's totally fine. Simplest substitute is a Ziploc bag, where you could fill the Ziploc bag and then just in the corner of the Ziploc bag, just snip it with a scissor, and it really does the same exact thing. So don't invest a lot of time and money looking for things like these baggies. It's really not a requirement. Okay. So we're ready to add our decorative icing. Here is a baggie that I've already set up with my white icing. I've snipped just the tip of the baggie so that I can pipe it out onto the cookies, and then we'll be good to go, right? So then there's also different colored ones. I created a blue one as well. I have green, I also have red icing, and we're gonna just start doing those. So we've made it to the end. We've made all of our cookies and we're just waiting for them to dry so we can put them in the tin and so that I can give them out to people, because that's really the most fun part after the creating and the designing and decorating. So I hope you guys had fun. I hope you realize that this is a nice activity for you to do yourself at home, maybe with your family, maybe on your own. In either case, I hope that you did find it to be interesting and that you learned something new maybe today, and wish you a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope it's a happy and healthy one and safe one, of course, and see you next time. Thanks for joining me.